Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. West Ham 2, Chelsea 3. Both Liverpool and Man City win today as well, leaving Chelsea in third place going into the beginning of December. We're here to go through the usual. We're going to go through Thomas Tuchel's reaction after the game. We're going to go through some stats. We're going to go through the squads. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on the game. We're going to open up them lines. We're going to open up them lines to give you guys the opportunity to get involved in this hard day. Hard day overall. There's not too much more to say about it. It's going to be a painful stream, but at the same time, it's time to have a chat, isn't it? You know, we need to talk about certain individuals today and their performances, and this is the place to do that. So make sure you go and get yourself a nice cup of tea. Make sure you go and get yourself or drink, whatever drink you want. Make sure you go and get yourself some popcorn. If you're not a Chelsea fan, crisps, whatever you're doing, sit down, chill. It's going to be here for the next, at least 2 hours. It's going to be a longish stream for you guys as well. Lines will be open as always. I want your thoughts and opinions. But before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Where is the Xbox exit? That did make me laugh. That caught me off guard. I'm not going to lie. It's downstairs. I took it downstairs. Yeah, that's the first little bit of laughter I've had today. I'm not going to lie. Chelsea 2, West Ham 3. A poor performance from our team, especially in the second half. We were massively let down today. And it needs to be spoken about. There's been criticisms of certain players in terms of Mendy, Lukaku, Jorginho, Alonso, a number of individuals that have been criticised after today's performances. But I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings. I'm going to tell you how I felt the game went, where it went wrong for Chelsea. We're going to go through some stuff like we always do, stats, Tuchel's reaction to the game as well. We're going to go through that as well because I think it's interesting to listen to what the manager has to say, delve into that. We will do the player ratings, which gives you guys the opportunity to get involved as well. So make sure that you're getting involved in the chat. I will open up the lines. Like I said, this is going to be in at least, a 2-hour stream for you guys today. So lots of time for you to get involved and have your say. But while I am doing this, please make sure you hit the likes. Let's try and get them likes up. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. We're on a road to 3.3k subscribers. Please do that. So, yeah, let's see who's in the chat before we move forward. Big up, Jem. It's the opposite. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Big up, Jem. Have that rude boy. Big up, Noah. We can win the title. We can't win the title. It's over, is what Clement Ad is saying. What is Mindy thinking? We're going to talk about that very soon. If Thomas Tuchel is not sacked within the next 24 hours, I will no longer be a Chelsea fan. I can't stand bottlers like Tuchel at my club. Bring back Frank Lampard and we will win the Premier League, is what Mustafa says, who's got a picture of Greenwood, which tells me you are not a Chelsea fan. You're a Man United fan, mate. So I'll take that. Big up to Mo from the Blue Lounge. He says Chelsea don't concede 3 goals in a match. We just do that. Just do not do that. Something is seriously wrong. Let's not beat around the bush. Yeah, and this is what it's about, bro. This is why we're here to talk about that. Like I said, bro, if you want to get involved as well, more than welcome later on. The lines are going to be open. Daniel Wilson says, Mina, AA, Mendy, AA. He comes from Senate. I mean, yeah, bigging him up still. Big up, Jim. The Tinker Man is back at Chelsea. Don't do this, Undertaker, seriously, man. Why are you making this painful for me already? I even started. It's 4 minutes in and you guys are already starting with these, these comments. Vinny says, big up, Jim. Big up to you, Vinny. Nice to see you in the chats. Who else we've got here before we start? Just an off day for Mendy. We're going to talk about Mendy. Mendy also solo lost this game. We're going to talk about it. I knew Bayern versus Alonso wasn't going to end well. Fair enough. I think there's more to that than just Alonso, if you want my honest opinion. Yes, because one game doesn't configure a goalkeeper who's, in my eyes, performed at such a high level, got us out of multiple issues in multiple games. We could have not walked away with 3 points. We could have easily drew games. Yes, he had a bit of a kerfuffle today, and I understand that, but that doesn't change anything. And we're going to talk about him a bit more as well. Christmas coming up, and some of our players giving away presents to others. I mean, Chelsea, as a rule, do not like Christmas. We do not tend to start, start Christmas well, or even have good Christmas periods. We have to change that. So many games, so many points. I keep stressing to you guys that this is the most important period. This is a period that Chelsea needs to be serious about. We have to accumulate points. Man City and Liverpool score today. Liverpool 94th minute Origi. Lucky fuckers, but they did it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it would have been the same points as us, but they won. Man City blew away Watford without any issues, without any problems. No issues. We've only got to look at ourselves right now. We're in control. Again, we're in control. We was doing our thing. We ain't even started Christmas, and now we find ourselves in third already chasing. So it is what it is. CFC Stevenson is not good enough. The problem is our midfield with Jorginho and RLC and Alonso as well. Our defence is now more exposed. Yeah, we're going to talk about that more. But before I even give you my thoughts and opinions, let's just quickly go through what happened today in terms of the stats. Obviously, Chelsea did lose 3-2 in this game. They did dominate possession. 63.8% to West Ham's 36.2. In terms of total shots, we had 19. Again, more than them in the game. They had 11. They had 5 out of 11 on target. We had 7 out of 19. Off target, only 4 to their 6. In terms of passing, again, it was pretty high for Chelsea. Corners, we had 9 again. 9 corners. Big up to Thiago Silva with that goal again. We're going to talk a bit more about him later as well. 83% of our tackles were won to their 53. We lost the aerial duels, which don't really surprise me. We committed the same fouls. We had more yellow cards in the game as well. And where does that really leave Chelsea? That leaves Chelsea right there. Make it any more clearer for you guys? From first to third. And I keep stressing about it, didn't I? I kept telling everyone in the chat that this could happen. This could easily happen in one game. Our goal difference is being caught up by Man City. Liverpool have pulled away on their goal difference. They're a point ahead, and Man City are 2 points ahead. Now, do I think that we should start panicking already? No. Because in one game, Chelsea could be top again. It would involve Liverpool losing and Man City losing, or even drawing. Because even if they draw, we go above them on goal difference at the moment. But it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be like that all the way through December. Unless someone actually pulls away and accumulates points while the others are not being consistent, I think if it stays like this, it will be a switch. You'll probably see Liverpool go top for a little while. Chelsea, if they can hold on still and be in and around there, have got some easy-ish games in December. They could be there. Man City have probably got the most blessed December period, as you already know, because we've been through that as well. But, it doesn't look pretty, and it's not great. Don't get me wrong. Lukaku will be gone in the summer, is what Untaker CFC is saying. We're going to talk about more Lukaku as well. I knew Chelsea was going to have a wobble. Jim, without Jorginho, you can see chances. You can see chances today with Jorginho. We can see the chances with Jorginho. Not enough protection maybe for him. Maybe we will delve into that a bit more. One clear cut and people want to blame Lukaku. LOL is what Ali Oasis says. I don't want Kepa to start, by the way. I want Mendy. Ammo says we have average players who we can't rely on to win us games. Liverpool have Salah. City has KDB and Silva. Can we rely on Mount, Odoi or Pulisic? No. That's why I don't think we'll win the title. I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, I disagree with it because we do have goal scorers, but our goal scorers ain't like a Mo Salah who completely carries Liverpool. Let's be serious. You take Mo Salah out of that Liverpool team, they don't win after their games for me. They don't. He's always, even when they're having the hardest of games, the one that steps up is the difference in games, and I just feel that we have scorers. We don't have clinical goal scorers, but we have people that can contribute to goals. So you saw it today, whether it's defenders, one of the forward line, wing backs. We do score goals. It's just that we, unfortunately, in this system are suffering with certain personnel individuals, and we're going to delve into that more in a bit. Mason Man City are already on 5 wins in a row. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, listen, there's over 40 of you here already, guys. Continue to smash the like button. As I said to you guys, it will be a 2 hour long stream. You will get the opportunity to come in and have your say as well. But I need them likes up. If you're new, subscribe to the channel as well, please. We're on a road to 3.3k. So we'd massively appreciate if you guys could help us make that today. Make that today. I want to talk a little bit about Thomas Tuchel, his reaction. Thomas Tuchel's reaction to Chelsea losing today. Now, I'm going to start with this comment from Adam Newson on Twitter. He says, Thomas Tuchel, this was Thomas Tuchel's words, Kai has a huge pain. Marcus has a back pain. It's another 2 substitutes, 2 injuries. We have to deal with it. Basically saying we've got more injuries. Part of the reason, hence why we're struggling, is the injuries, is what it sounds like he's saying. And then he comes out with this. Edu, who is Mendy, is going through a bit of a rough period. I don't know why. He's lost a little bit of confidence. What reason has he got to lose confidence? Can someone answer me that question? I don't get that comment that he came out with. Why has he lost confidence? What reason has he got to lose confidence? It's not like he's had an absolute blooper before this West Ham game and been shocking. All right, he can see the goal against Watford, but prior to that he wasn't. Is he just lost confidence because he's now conceding goals? I don't get that. That don't make sense to me. How has he had a bit of a rough period? How has he had a bit of a rough period? I find that a bit weird. I don't want what people's thoughts are in the chat on that. Like, I get the one with look, Kai Havertz being injured for me completely changed the game. Marcus Alonso, the back pain probably answers why he come off and Pulisic came on for him. Yeah, all right, maybe another 2 injuries going into our next game. But Edouard Mendy lacking confidence prior to this, he's going through a bit of a rough period. What is it? For me, it has to be a personal thing because it ain't on the pitch. He hasn't been that bad. All right, today he had some bloopers here and there, but I was a little bit lost with that comment. I really didn't get why he said that to a degree, unless there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. He also spoke about Romelu Lukaku, but it was very short and sweet. And the question that was asked of him was about him coming on at half time and obviously his performance in the game. And Tuchel basically come out and said he cannot start the match now because he is not match ready. Basically, he had no. There was no part of Thomas Tuchel that thought that Romelu Lukaku should start this game, or even be involved, or maybe 20 minutes here and there. But I don't think when asked what he thought of the striker's performance, the Chelsea boss said it's not about talking about individual players and not about Romelu Lukaku now. Lukaku has scored 4 times in 14 appearances since returning to Stamford Bridge, with his last goal coming against Zenit St. Petersburg back in September. I get that he's been injured. I do get that. But prior to him being injured, he's now played 10 games for Chelsea in the Premier League, from what I understand. We're going to get into Lukaku a bit later because it has to be spoken about in performances and we have to give the same energy. We give Havertz and Werner the same energy. I feel like we have to speak about this as well. So we will delve into the player ratings. Continue hitting them likes because we are going into that next. The rating show is coming your way. I want your thoughts and opinions on each individual. We're going to do that. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you why I thought where it went wrong. It's pretty easy and obvious. If you've got eyes, you'll be able to know what the issue was. We dominated the first 45 minutes. We should have had maybe 2 goals, but we didn't. We could have walked in with being 1-0 up. We decided to make a mistake, which led to a penalty being given, which was we were let down not only by Mendy. Yes, he should have cleared it, but Jorginho as well for the pass back in the first place, my opinion. And we go in 1-0 at half time on top of Havertz getting injured. Now, even after they scored that goal, we still looked good going forward. West Ham didn't know how to deal with the way Chelsea's movement was. The movement up front was giving them problems. They didn't know who to mark, whether to go right, whether to go left. Havertz, Ziyech and Mount were doing a lot of that. A lot of movement, which worked. And this system, I keep telling you guys, thrives on movement. Movement and wing backs. And obviously you controlling the ball and dominating it, etc. We get into half time 1-1, and then we come out and we bring on, was it 1-1 at that point? Or was it 2? I can't remember when Mason Mount scored. When did he score? Was it 2-1 before we went in? Or was it 2-1 in the second half? It wasn't 1-1, was it? I'm losing the plot here. When did Mason Mount score? Sorry, we was 2-1 up. Sorry, I forgot about Mason Mount. Yeah, so Mason Mount, I always thought he scored just after the half time, but it was just before 44 minutes that Mason Mount scored. And boy, what a response. So even though we went 1-1 down, the response from our football club to then come out and continue playing the way they had been most of the first half and get that goal. And let's be serious, great ball by Ziyech over the top, landing straight on Mason Mount's foot, which was a beautiful finish into the bottom corner. 2-1 up going into half time. You could probably say deserved. We should have been 2-0. We shouldn't have given that penalty away. If we'd had gone in at 2-0, we'd have won that game. West Ham didn't offer anything again. I keep stressing the most thing that pisses me off about Chelsea, the thing that gets me the most, is that we make errors ourselves that allow teams to get back in games. It's the errors that we make that give other teams the opportunity to get involved. And that frustrates me. That drives me up the goddamn wall because, again, we dominate the game. We come out a bit like Leicester where we owned them in terms of the ball. All right, unfortunately, we conceded the penalty, which was annoying. Don't get me wrong. It goes back to what I said about concentration and just, making the right choice, the right decision. And then we get ourselves 2-1 up because, like I said, straight after that, we were good. We were good. We got the goal back, 2-1 half time, we move. But then Havertz gets injured. He comes off and we bring on Romelu Lukaku. Now, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, right, I need to see a performance from you today. You need to step up. I need to see Lukaku now getting involved, doing his thing. And unfortunately, it never ended up being that case. He came on and the whole rhythm disappeared. The whole rhythm of the way we were playing in the first half, the movement, everything was just hard. And then all of a sudden, our defence started getting sloppy. Rudiger, again, we're going to talk about the players in a bit. But Rudiger, Christensen, Slacky, Jorginho, just lost control in midfield. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who I thought was better in this game than he was in Man City and Watford, was getting caught slightly. We get the ball up front to Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount, and then we haven't got the movement's gone, the rhythm's gone, the creativity's gone. It's like it just disappeared. It got zumped out of us, and West Ham grew on it. West Ham grew on it, and they came at us, and it got harder and harder, and they got their opportunity because we started not winning second balls. Every time the ball went up the air, the second ball, West Ham won, West Ham won, West Ham won, and eventually Bowen gets his goal. Now that was a good goal. That was a good finish. I can take that. First goal I can't take because it was our own fault. Second goal was a decent goal, but again, lack of concentration to allow him to pick the ball up when Rudiger again and Alonso, between the two of them, were just, don't know what they were doing. I don't know. They were just jogging between each other. Wasn't even anticipating the second ball, which frustrated me. And then it gets to the freak goal, the goal that should never have happened. And he would never do that again. He will never, I'm sorry, he's never putting that ball in that top corner again. It's just not happening for me. But to blame Mendy for it, could he have palmed it out? Not in his position of his body. The way he positioned his body to move out that way and then track back and stretch, nah. If he didn't position his body in the way that he did to assume that the Masuaku was going to cross the ball, then maybe he could have done something different. But it was a fluke. I'm sorry. So, yes, we lost to West Ham. One of them being our own fault. The second one, all right, fair enough, was an okay goal. And the third one was a fluke. So, in theory, we could have still won 2-1, but we didn't. That's the way I see it. But at the end of the day, these games are going to happen. And I kept telling you guys, we have to prepare to lose. These are going to have moments. I didn't expect it to be this early. I actually said we'd beat West Ham. I thought West Ham we will be okay with. And the way we started that first half is why I was confident in knowing that we could beat them. Because I thought the movement would give them problems. And it did. You know, a man like Declan Rice making mistakes. You know, it was frustrating. Absolutely frustrating, that second half to watch. I'm just now calming down, Jim. You're reminding me again. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Rokar with a donation. Big up to Rokar in the house. He says, sell Christensen by Christmas. People are starting to come out with their comments on certain individuals. Fair enough. We're going to talk about that now. Over 60 of you guys here, 20 minutes in. Get them likes up, guys. I want 75 likes today. Smash it. I'm going to put the link in the chat as well. I want your thoughts and opinions. We're going to do all that. But before we do that, let's go through some of this and do the player ratings. If we bring Lampard back, we're winning the quadruple. Jim, do you think our depth isn't as good as what some people believe it to be? And I've said this. Our depth is good to a degree. The issue with our depth is the quality. Quality of our depth. That's my thing. And some people say, yeah, but it's the system. Fine. Then maybe we need to tweak the system. But we don't get certain players off the bench don't play to the same levels as maybe the ones that are starting or even close to it. Because even if they were just that far away from it or that far away from it, I'd be cool with it. But it's not that far away from it. It's that far away from it. That's the issue that we got at the moment. And I keep saying about this wing-back thing. No one listened to me. Tuchel is important. I'm telling you. Alonso, he didn't do much wrong, but he didn't do much wrong, but he didn't do anything great. Like, he was just there doing his thing. I'm sorry. We need to look at it, you know. Anyway, guys, over 70 of you here. I want to delve into the player ratings. But before we do that, Daniel Wilson, big up for the donation, bro. Appreciate it. His Chalobah injury and Chilwell's injury have affected us big time. Do you agree, viewers, with Daniel Wilkinson's comments there? Please let me know in the chat. Like I said, you've got the option for super chats if you feel free to do so. Show support to the channel, which is a massive thing for me and everyone here as well. So big up to everyone that's here. We need to play free at the back and Kante just to help Jorginho defend. Get this clown off a DM out of my... Who, Jorginho, Roman? Are you pissed off with Jorginho? AC Milan should do us a favour and give us Theo Hernandez, is what Luke's saying. Jim, your analysis is very good. You are intelligent. Thank you, Hi Kim with Martin. Nice to see you in the chat as well, bro. Unfortunately, wasn't the greatest of days if you're a Chelsea fan for us, but we need to talk about it. JJ Bridge with a donation. He says, Jem, I just want to the full squad healthy again. Yeah, I just want the full squad healthy again. Yeah, I get that. Same, bro. I would love us to have the full squad healthy. But at the same time, you can't have depth if there's no quality in the depth. The depth is good to have to play games that are in cup games, lower teams. But when you're when you're in Premier League games away to West Ham, who are, for me, hats off to them, performing at the best that I've ever seen them before perform and getting better and better, the people that step in are just not good enough. But we're going to get into that now. Let's delve into it. Big up everyone that donated just now. Thank you very much for all your donations to the channel. Let's talk about the squad. I want your thoughts and opinions in the chat. We're going to go through them all, and then I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and then you guys can get involved. Edouard Mendy, guys. Let's get into it. Conversation that we probably don't want to have, but it is a conversation that we've not had in a long time. Let's be serious. Rivals haven't been able to get at Chelsea. Rivals haven't been able to criticise our players. Today is the day where they can do that. And maybe we have to do that as well. Because we are Chelsea. And as a Chelsea fan, like you all are in the chat, we have high standards. Now, criticising doesn't... Let me just get this right before I go ahead, because this is obviously something I want to make clear to all of you guys. And yeah, I assume you guys probably understand this because you always watch me anyway. When you criticize a player, I'm going to make this clear on this channel. When you criticize a player, it does not mean that you think they're shit or poo or not good enough for this club. Yeah, because what happens now is that you say certain bad things and it's, oh, you think he's crap and you start and the other and you know, it gets taken out of proportion. This rating is based on the performance of the players that played in this game. That's it. Mendy 3. My dad is a City fan. I'm in there mad. Pain, bruv. Absolute pain. El Padrino says 2. 1. 2. 1. Keep that Alonso and Ziyech energy. Criticism, slander. Right, look. My thoughts on Edouard Mendy. Not a great day at the office. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't a great day in the office for Edouard Mendy. Do I blame Mendy specifically for our loss? No. Should he have cleared the ball? Should he have cleared the ball when it came to him? Back from... Yeah, of course. Yeah. He made that wrong. Am I upset with him for letting in the third goal? No. No. Because I think we forget as Chelsea fans how many times this player or this individual has pulled us out of games where we shouldn't have been winning. And we could have drew and we could have lost. Look at Brentford, Aston Villa. There was numbers of games this season where Edouard Mendy has helped this football club accumulate points. But based on this game, barring the penalty, which I don't just blame him for, I blame Jorginho for as well. You know, he had a little bit of a shaky hand here and there. He wasn't catching balls as easy. Maybe his confidence was affected to a degree. I would probably say a 4. For a goalie that I usually give ratings of like 7s and 8s, I'd probably say 4. But as Chelsea fans, we need to remember what this goalie has done for our football club up to now. I get it when there's a consistent continuation of errors like what Kepa did for this football club. And then we're criticising them and moaning this, one, and the other. I get that. But this goalie is part of the reason why we're where we are to this today. Yes, he's had a lot of clean sheets. And yes, he's not had much to do. But there's been many games where he's had to step up. So pointing the finger at Mendy and blaming him is the wrong thing to do as Chelsea fans. That's my thoughts on that. This was always going to happen eventually. He was going to have this game. The most important thing, not just for Mendy, but the Chelsea players, is now a reaction. Is now to see how we perform after that. As much as I like Mendy, he was very poor. Looks too nervous too. Fair enough. We move from Mendy and we move on to Antonio Rudiger. Nick Blue, I know you're in the chat, mate, but I need to be honest because I'm going to base it on this game today. And I even thought in the Watford game he wasn't even that good, to be honest. But in the second half, it's either that he's leggy or what's the right word for this? The hunger to continue to play at the level that he has been playing for at Chelsea was not there for me. In that second half, he was out of position numbers of times. I literally looked next to where he should be when Thiago Silva was defending and he wasn't there. And when I did see him on the camera, he was jogging back. In the second half, defensively, we were poo. The only one that was could hold his head up high in that defensive aspect is Thiago Silva, the 37-year-old. I keep telling you is that important. But Antonio Rudiger's performance was not good enough. I'm sorry. Fatigue? Yeah, it may be fatigue. I get that. And I'm up for hearing that. But he was another part of the reason why the system didn't work today. Because defensively, we weren't good enough. And yes, we are heavily reliant on defending well when we don't score many goals. But he wasn't good enough. I can't sit here and say 8, 9, 7, 6s. For me, Rudiger was a 4. And that's being nice. Especially in that second half. I thought he was below average. Not good enough from Antonio Rudiger for me. Rudiger picked his leg up for that second goal. I can't believe what I was watching. Yeah, the second goal was annoying because Thiago Silva wins the first header, and then it's all about the reaction after he defends well. There was not one.
Rudiger was there, but he wasn't there. Alonso was on the wrong side of the player. Rudiger was next to him, but never bothered to even get involved. I don't really get it. He was just poor. He was just poor. Yeah, he did. I agree with that. In the second half, specifically, yeah. It did make him look average. And it was horrible to watch. 4. Straight up 4. I'm sorry, 4. Based on this game only, he was poor. In that second half, 4. Remember West Ham had an open goal just now. Let's move from Antonio Rudiger. Let's move from Rudiger. Let's move on to Thiago Silva. Again, one of the only players in that team for me that can hold his head up high. Not only did he clear one off the line, but he scores a header, which put us ahead. He is the El Monstro. He is that good. It got to the point where Antonio, after playing up against him, which he was trying to do, thought, F that, I'm going to go to the weaknesses. And do you know who he thought the weaknesses were? Christensen and Rudiger. Because in the second half, he wouldn't go nowhere near Thiago Silva. They wanted to play off him. No one really pressed him because they knew they were losing the battle. They targeted Christensen and Rudiger. Thiago Silva for me was a 7. 7.5. The highest rated player on the pitch for me. Is what it is. 7.5 for Thiago Silva. That's how I rate his performance. Hyken says 9. Class 7. 7.5. 8.5. Thiago was immense. 8.5. All right. That's 8s. I can do 8s. He has no mistakes that I could see. Scored a goal and prevented a goal. 9. Yeah. 9's fair. Thiago's a 7. What was Silva like a decade ago? Oh my God, this guy is immense at his age. He really is. He really is that good. I mean, he still conceded 3 goals. But no, he didn't. One of them was a fluke. The other one was a shot outside the box. And the first one was a mistake by Mendy and Jorginho. There you go. 8. Yeah, he is. For me, he's by far that. He's by far that. And he's still the best defender in the league for me. Hands down. It's that important. Top player. Can hold his head up high even at the age of 37. Best defender on the pitch by far. By far. Let's move on to Andreas Christensen, guys. Well, Lewis, if you're watching, not a great performance by your Danish Maldini. Danish Maldini. My biggest issue with the Christensens, the Jorginhos and the Rudigers was the consistency. How long can they continue at this level? Because let's be serious, the managers managed to help elevate that. Can they continue at that level? Still to be question mark for me. Especially in a period where we need them to be at their best. Christensen got targeted by Antonio today. He got bullied off the ball. He gave rash fouls away. He struggled to deal with it. Look, listen, Antonio's a good player. He's hard. He's not an easy player for Christensen to come up against. But he did get beat. Hands down. Hands down got beat. And if I'm giving Rudiger a 4, I've only got to give the same for him. 3, 4, whatever. They're both the same. Whatever Christensen is, as rating, is what we're giving Rudiger. 3s, 4s, whatever you want to call it. I don't care of the real number because it means the same thing to me. They were both poor. They both let us down. AC, 3 for me. I thought he looked nervous out of practice today. I agree. Christensen, very poor. 4, 4, 3, 4, 6. Really? 1, 1, 4. Over 72 of you here, guys. Smash the like button, please. Subscribe to the channel. Sir Mason Mount says 4. Listen, I gave you my thoughts on Rudiger. If I'm giving him a 4, I'm giving Christensen a 4. The only defender that can hold his head up high is Thiago Silva, who I gave a 7.5. 2.5. Rudiger, he was 5. He's only poor because of Alonso. But then I tell this to people all the time, and, people come at me and say, yeah, but you can't rely on the wing backs. If you saw the last GNA TV show that we had, I got told you can't rely on the wing backs. That's not what it's about. We can't blame Alonso. It wasn't all Alonso's fault today, but it's a part of it. 4 out of 4. Smash the likes, please, as JJ says here. Let's move on, because I do want to get you guys involved. The lines are going to be open very shortly. Should we get into him then? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? All right, let's go Reece James first. Didn't do much wrong, but wasn't great. I thought his actual delivery in certain periods were poor. Wasn't up to the same level as he has been, and he has set the levels high for himself. Average 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5 or a 5.5 easily. 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 5.5. Bit quiet today. 7. Everything we did was hoof the ball, have beef with Lanzini. Yeah. Yes. 100%. Reece, by his standards, poor 5. I agree. 5. He didn't offer much. Really didn't offer much. Reece didn't have eye of Tidget today. Was good. Yeah. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. That's why I just say he was average. And we need him to be good. We needed him to be good today. A lucky result today, even though we didn't play great. I agree. Ice cold beverage. People, if you are new in the chat, please subscribe to the channel. We're on our road to 3.3k, and we're about 20 away from doing that, or 25 away from doing that. So every subscriber helps us achieve and helps this channel achieve to grow. 555. Yeah, Lanzini was his bitch, to be fair, but not bad. So let's move on, because there's not much to talk about players that are having average games like Reece James. We now talk about this guy. Now, as much as I keep saying that it isn't just his fault, this game that we lost, he's a part of the problem. He's a part of the problem, because that left side, where even though Rudiger, who was poo today, absolutely poo, he already had no support with Marcos Alonso. He really didn't have any protection from Marcos Alonso. This guy will do a job and give us a performance, but unfortunately, the performance levels that he gives us is nowhere near the same level as Ben Chilwell. I don't get how many times I have to keep explaining it to all the Chelsea fans that I know. I know a lot of you understand it, but the ones that don't, he can play and win. Chelsea will win games like they did against Watford, but his overall levels and ability to play in this system that Tuchel sets up to the level that we need it for the system to be successful is not Marcos Alonso. There you go. I don't know what much more to say to you guys, because I know straight away, before even not looking in the chat, it's a 0, it's a fucking 2, 4. What is it? 5s, 3s, 4s. What was he doing for the? I don't know. Between him and Rudiger, they didn't have a clue. They didn't even know if they were coming or going. That left side of the second half was absolutely shocking. No leadership, no talking, no anything. Not good enough. -0, 4. Gem, big question. I was on the orange stream and we were talking about Alonso. What does he offer? He can't defend. He can't cross. He can't attack. What can he do, Gem? Am I getting asked this question for an answer? Because you are looking for an answer still for everyone's stream. Maybe contribute to free kicks and goals in the box. What else can he do? Because he can't do much. He can't assist. He doesn't help support the forward, whoever's in front of him. He slows the game down when he's got the ball. He wants to have 3, 4, 5 touches before he passes the ball, which allows the opposition to get back into position, which makes it hard for you to then break them down. Because by the time you give it to someone like Alonso, you can't do anything. Like, do I need to say any more? I can't. I just can't. I said as soon as Ben Chilwell got injured that this will be a problem. I didn't know it was going to be a problem straight away. I thought we'd get through a couple of games, but it's becoming the system is suffering, man. Our system is suffering massively. In that first half, people say, yeah, but he played the first half and we dominated. Yeah, we did. But it wasn't anything to do with him. I don't know, man. 3-2. It's just not good enough, man. Reece James played with an injury. Alonso's a 0. I'll give him a 2, Alonso. He's just poo. I'm tired. I actually feel really tired today. I can't even really. You can probably hear me sighing a lot. I just frustrated. I don't really know what to say. All three of them, left side, Rudiger, Alonso, Jorginho, should be shamed. Not good enough. Let's move. I ain't got much more to say about this guy. I'm going to continue with the same energy as I continue to say all the time. He is not good enough in this system. Jorginho, J5, Ballon d'Or opportunist. Very good and has been under Tuchel. Did he play great? Or is he part of the reason why we lost today? Yes. Is he struggling because he hasn't got a Mateo Kovacic or a Kante next to him that have the legs to cover him and protect him to a degree? Yes. He can. Yes, he controls and dictates the game with his passing. I get that, but for his standards and what he's set up to now, not good enough in the second half. First half, all right, fine, wasn't bad. Second half, dead. All right. I said first half. I forgot the first half was when he gave the penalty. Really, it was him that passed the ball back to Mendy, which was slow, which then made Mendy, who should have kicked it away and didn't, give a penalty away. This sideways and backwards passing is not helping this football club in games like today. And he didn't have a great game for me. He wasn't the worst on the pitch. We didn't have the great game, but he was a part of the reason why we could see that goal. So for me, Jorginho gets a 4. A 4. Over 176 of you guys here right now. Make sure that you continue to smash the like button, please. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification as well. Get the likes up. We should be on our way to 75 likes. I don't even know how many likes we're on. I know we're not nowhere near enough, though, with this amount of people in here. 38 likes, guys. Come on. Before you leave this stream, hit the like button. Please do that all on the way out. It helps the channel massively. Can't pass forward. I keep saying it. Can't pass forward. Big up to you, Seppers. Big up to you. Jorginho average 6, 3, 4. I can't defend Jorginho, man. His stands make out like we never played with a register in our history. Is what Seppers is saying. I think when mistakes like that are made, it shakes the whole team. And you're right. You're right, hiking with Martin. When you make mistakes like we did in that game, it shakes the whole. It shakes everyone. Not only did it put Mendy in bad confidence because of making that mistake, which it did. Let's get it right. Mendy ended up having a bit of a stinker after that. It affected us completely. Yes, we responded, and yes, we got that great goal from Mason Mount, but it all went out the window in the second half. Get the likes up, people. Let's do that, but let's move on because I want to get the lines open. You guys are going to have the opportunity to have your say about the game, thoughts and feelings as always. Who's next? Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Better, which is what I would say today. A better performance from Ruben. Better than the game at Watford and Man United. Fortunately, we lose this game. Had moments where he progressively broke the lines, used his pace, things that we ask him to do constantly when he is playing. It's just for some weird reason, up to now, he's not been doing that the last 2 games. Today, he did do that. And he didn't have a overall bad game. But he's not a 6. I know this is going to hurt a lot of yous because even I was shocked and I thought I was wrong. I even came on stream and said I was wrong. I thought Ruben wasn't a 6. This is at the beginning of the season when he was playing the way he did. But I think we need to accept that maybe this position is not Ruben's. Maybe he should be further up the pitch. Maybe. But today he was better. He was better. I'd give him a 6. I'd give him a 6. Some people saying 7, 6.5, 6, 6, 6. Come on, you hammers. I said we would beat you. Moyes is just different. Yeah, well done, mate. Congratulations to West Ham on the win today. Might be a little bit fluky in my eyes. It was a little bit. Chelsea, unfortunately, didn't finish you off in the first half like they should have, but still deserve. Well done. Truth is, West Ham got lucky. They were not better team and didn't deserve the win, is what Bobby says. I disagree, especially in the second half. I agree with you in the first, but in the second, we were poo. We were poo. I know they didn't create too much, but we were poo. We allowed them. Ruben is an 8, mate, just like Mason, an 8. Rice down the middle. RSL did very... Oh, he did. That's what I said. 7, 6, whatever you want to call it. I don't say an 8, but he was better than he has been in the last 2 games. Massively. Yeah, I agree. He won't be getting the sap, Abdi. Come on, mate. I will say it again. Chelsea are a cup team with a cup mentality. 30 games versus 13 games. That ain't true. Really, is it? Because when's the last time Chelsea won a league compared to some of the other big guys like Man United and Arsenal? 4 or 5 years ago? They still win successively. And they have got it in them to do 38 games. I do think that we can still we can still do it. We can. I never said we can win the league this season. Not from kick. Not yet. But we will. I know we will. Definitely will. Jem, I can't believe they said you go hiding. I know you always are out on the win or lose. Listen, mate. The football terrace, a lot of the viewers in the football terrace, they do come for me because I have given the rivals a lot of slander over there. But at the end of the day, I'm ready to take it on the chin. I'm a Chelsea fan. I'll be there, like you said, win or lose. And today, I'll take the smoke from rivals because they've not been able to give us much. Let's move. Let's move on from Ruben. We're going to move on to the front three. Starting with Hakim Ziyech. Great pass for the Mason Mount goal. Which is what I've been asking him to do since we brought him through the door. Or even at the beginning of this season. But he hasn't, unfortunately, had great performances. In fact, he's had more poor performances than he has had good. But recently, he's looking like he's starting to find form. And unfortunately, he was on the end of a loss today. When maybe he shouldn't have, because he did have a very good first half. Which surprised me, because I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi should have started over him. But, you know, the second half was not good enough. And he was a part of it. And he did get taken off. None of the forwards were good in the second half, for me, personally. They were in the first. I think Mason Mount and Ziyech and Havertz were very good. The movement, the link up, you know, the dropping in, the running behind from Havertz. It was all good. I would give him Hakim Ziyech. I'd probably give him a 6. 6.5, 6 or 7, something like that. Rams in the chat laughing already. Well done, Rams. You're sitting top for a game or so, maybe. Not top, sorry, second for a game or so. These things can change very quickly, buddy. You should know better than this. 6. Chelsea need the 2 systems to play to win the league. Hakim pass to Mason Mount, not bad. Yeah, all right, I'll take it. 6, 7, cool. Again, not much on Hakim Ziyech to say. Had a decent-ish game. Just a shame he was on the wrong end of it. Kai Havertz. Do you know what? It's nice to actually see social media look, especially after a game like this, and starting to notice why he was important in this system, and why this system even needs a player like Kai Havertz, because his movement is great. He had the chance from the header to score, yes. The other one was offside, so I'm not worried about it. And then he gets injured, which I'm hoping is not too serious. But this player here, yeah, for me, is very important to the way that we play the game. And we need to keep him fit. because we have scored 27 goals without Lukaku and Werner. The rotation, the movement, the system ticking, the wing backs ticking, the midfield ticking, the forward three ticking, is because we play with a 9 that ain't actually a 9. And that creates space because they run, they make good movements because Havertz has that. And that allows people like Ziyech, Mount, Reece James, whoever, to run into spaces and link up. And we will look so much better, I'm going to keep saying it, in the first half when he was on the pitch than we did in the second half. And I'm not even, blaming, well, we'll get to Lukaku, but difference. There's a difference. And that's what I'm trying to get to you guys. There's a difference in this system when we don't play with a striker. Or we can play with a striker, but they have to have movement. We require movement. We require work ethic. We require energy. And he done that for me. He done that for me massively. 7 for Havertz. 5. Expect more. Havertz don't deserve higher than a 6. For me, he was a 6.5, 6. I thought he everything that was good about Chelsea in that first half, he was a part of it. For me, he's a 6.57 easily. Not his best game, but he's important. And I think people on social media that were slating him, who were watching the game, can actually now see how important he actually can be to this system. And it's not always on the stats. Stop looking at stats all the time. Yes, he needs to score more goals. I agree with that. But he's important. And I will continue to carry that. Mason Mount. Where's Mason the Mount? We're going to open up the lines, guys, in the next, 5-10 minutes. Make sure you've got them likes up for me. I need to have at least 60 to 70 likes now. Shouldn't even have to ask you guys. We've got 46 likes. Keep getting them likes up. Smash it. Subscribe if you're new as well. On our road to 3.3k. Let's try and close that gap. 7 for me. 7, 8, 8, 7.5. Mason Mount. Great in the first half. What a finish. And it's a shame because the finish merited something better. It was a quality finish. An absolute gem of a finish. And it deserved more. That finish deserved us to go on and win that game. And I did say that in going into the second half, that would be the most important. And then the third goal would be the most important. 7.5 is cool. 7 for me. I agree with Noah. I'd say a 7. No 8s, because in the second half he fizzed out. He fizzed out as well. And that's my opinion. 6, 7. Mount is having a good season, yet has our top scorer with a 4 assists. Put some respect on his name is what Sir Mason Mount is saying. Yeah, 7 for me. Was very good in the first half. And like I said, everything that was good came through him. Because we lost. We lost. I can't be giving 8s and 9s to players when we're losing. If we won that game 3-1 and Mason Mount scored that goal, I would have given him an 8 or an 8.5. But I can't give him any more than that because we were poor in the second half and he was on the pitch. Finish had technique, but placement was poor. I should have said it. Why? What? Because he didn't put his foot through the ball? Is that why it was poor? Come on, Rams. You're just salty all the time, man. 24/7 salt is what Ram's name is. Yeah, we move. Who came on? Here he is. Big Rom. Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku, people. Where do we start? Where do we start with Romelu Lukaku, man? Oh, I'm stretching already. Let me have a stretch. I need to stretch. I need to stretch. Right. Romelu Lukaku. I'm laughing before we said it because something came up on social media earlier today. It made me laugh and it's stuck in my head now. And I'm going to tell you guys it because it was quite funny actually. Pookie, who plays for Norwich, has scored more goals than Romelu Lukaku has for Chelsea in the Premier League so far. He scored 5, Lukaku scored 3. And Lukaku's played 10 games. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. 97.5 million. It is still very early. And I am not giving up on Romelu Lukaku. He gets my full backing. But he has to, and I have to stress this. He has to adapt his game to the way we play this system. Because that second half performance was so bad. And if we're going to have the same energy for Werner, if we're going to have the same energy for Havertz, we have to have the same energy for £97 million Lukaku. I'm sorry. We can't not have the same energy. The thing with Lukaku is he doesn't offer enough movement. He is too static. If the ball doesn't come to his feet, if the ball doesn't reach his feet, then he's ineffective. There was numerous of times where we got the balls down the wings, and I watched it very closely. I was watching him like a hawk. This whole game, my eyes were fixed on Romelu Lukaku. Even when we got in close to the box, Reece James or Alonso were about to cross the ball in, and they were looking up to see if he was making a run. He was just standing there. We get more movement from Havertz and Werner. All right, he don't fucking score it, but he doesn't even run. He makes it even easier to defend against. And I know he's a goal scorer, and I know he's going to score goals, Romelu Lukaku. He will score goals for this club. But he has to improve his movement. We were poor when he came on. We had nothing going forward. The link-up wasn't the same. The movement wasn't the same. We struggled when he was on the pitch. And it shouldn't be like that. When he came on the pitch, I looked on social media and everyone was saying, this is it, Lukaku time. Yes, get us the goal, win us the game. This is our time. 97.5 million. Goal scorer. Let's go. Nothing. But then I hear, yeah, but you do know he's been injured and he shouldn't have been playing. I'm fine. Tuchel come out and said the same thing. But then where was the same energy for Timo Werner against Man United, who got absolutely slaughtered after that game by Chelsea fans? No one once said, oh, did you know what? That was his first game back from injury because he's been as injured as long as Lukaku. Maybe we shouldn't be as harsh on him. Where's the same energy, man? He has to adapt himself to this system or he is going to struggle. And at the moment, I am going to say it based on what I've seen up to now. And we haven't seen enough of him yet. And there's a lot of games to play in December. We look better. We look better with Havertz up front than we do him right now at this moment in time. And maybe he just needs a bit of time, and I'm down for that. This is not me saying he's crap and he's a waste of money like some people are saying in the chat right now. No. I will give him the time. I will honour him the time that he deserves. But not that much. He ain't getting a lot of time from me because he cost 100 million nearly. And he's played in the Premier League before. The argument with Timo Werner is that he come from the Bundesliga, which was a high-scoring, easy league to this seat. So, the argument was you could maybe give him a bit of time for adaptation. You can't give Lukaku adaptation to this Premier League. He's been here before. He's this 28-year-old great goal-scoring midfielder in Inter Milan that won the title for him, which has been in a long time. We need more. We need more. And I am willing to have patience. Patience is cool. But I need to start seeing more from him. Because if he plays like he did today in games, he will struggle to get involved in the game. And the system will be affected. and we will not look as good going forward. We need to understand that. Criticism, not slander. Again, Global. I kept saying this, and I've said it at the beginning of the blooming rating, before I even gave the ratings. I said, today, before I even say what I'm going to say, this is criticism based upon this game right now. Doesn't mean that they're crap. Doesn't mean that they can't play Chelsea. From what I've seen right now. You know, look, some people saying it is Lukaku's fault. Some people say Lukaku, he was non-existent. He was non-existent. We can't hide that. You can't hide that. Why? Does it matter? He was not the worst player on the pitch, and he wasn't the greatest player on the pitch. The team don't want to win the league. They don't like that. They play like they already won, is what Courtney's saying. Lukaku is a flop, is what Marlon's saying. Not good enough, guys. I'm sorry, just not good enough. But I am going to open up them lines. I want to get you guys involved in the chat as well. I want your thoughts and feelings on the whole game. We can talk about certain players and individuals as well. Ollie Oasis says, if Werner dropped the same performance, our fans would go mad. I agree. Energy. Same energy. You're now third in the league. How much in January is it going to cost to get back to first? What? 1 win. But we don't need to wait till January. Our best front three is Kai, Pulisic and Mason. Give them 10 games and they will score for fun. I hear it. Lukaku, first touch is still bad. Do you know what? Right? I've got a mate called Indiana, right? And big up to him. Yeah. He done a video earlier saying basically about Lukaku, Man United fan. And he said, nothing's changed about Lukaku ever since he's gone to Milan. He's still got that same bad touch. His movement's not there. He's just the same player. I hold my reservations on that because I actually think he isn't the same player. I think there is maybe a difference to him from what I've seen at the beginning of the season. But, you know, we need to see more. The lines are open. The link's in the chat. Hit the like button. Get involved. Come and have your say. We've got another, 50-odd minutes or 55 minutes left of this show. So make sure you're chilled. Have your drinks. The panel are probably going to come in very soon as well to discuss this game. Link's there, guys. The link is there. Come and get involved. Come and get involved. And we start with Nick Blue. How you doing, mate?
Hi, Jen. Yeah, not bad. I mean, not good either. But just trying to get over this crazy game. Yeah, trying to get over this shit crazy game. We started off so good. You know, the game was really good at the beginning. We had all the ball, but we still wasn't getting in front of goal. And Havertz was he started very good. He was getting there, but the problem is we didn't score early on. He could have had 1 or 2 goals, one for sure. Like he was good, but he should have scored at least one. That was the score was 0-0 then. Then we go and get the Thiago Silva incredible header. He placed it so well. That made it 1-0.
Yeah.
Then that stupid penalty. I can't believe what a penalty it was. You know, Jorginho is to blame for the back pass, yes. But Mendy shouldn't be dribbling with the ball, trying to be clever. He's not Messi. You know, he thought he was Messi. He just went to his head. And that's why we gave the penalty away. I love Mendy, but today he wasn't on it. Even when it was 0-0, he wasn't up to it. You could see he's getting the ball, passing it wrong. He wasn't doing anything right before the mistakes.
Yeah.
And I was gutted. Then with that, brilliant goal from Mason, great ball from Ziyech, brilliant ball. Great goal. I thought that was it. 2-1. Let's go and win this game.
Yeah.
And I really thought Lukaku would come on and finish the game. But we were all rubbish second half. Every single player. Not one player, played anything in the second half. That's why we ended up losing the game. But very frustrated, especially after City. went and won.
And Liverpool.
And Liverpool, by the last second of the game, I couldn't believe it. I thought it'd be a draw, but anyway, we can't rely on them. We have to beat them. Like I said, we're coming in January soon, and we're gonna have to play them. So if we beat this,
What was your thoughts on Romelu Lukaku when he came on in the second half, and what was your overall feelings on how the system played?
He was not existent, like you said. He wasn't, because no one was getting the ball. We were so bad, in midfield, the back, everything was bad. So he wasn't getting any chance. He didn't have one chance. But I'm sure in his time, don't forget, he just come back from a big injury. And he wasn't ready. Even Tuchel said he ain't ready to come and play, but Havertz got injured, so he had to. He didn't fancy well. Never know, probably because of the other game. Tuchel thought he'd bring him on for the physical side and to defend in the box.
Yeah.
But I don't blame any single player. It was the whole team in second half.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that the system was affected with certain individuals coming on and not pulling their weight. I do think Lukaku isn't to blame for it wholly, but didn't offer anything.
He wasn't good.
Going forward,
I agree.
We can talk about Jorginho as well. What do you think of Jorginho's performance today?
Jorginho is playing with an injury, don't forget. He's playing with a bad knock. But because we can't put Saul there, Tuchel doesn't trust him. He couldn't do much more. Yeah, he wasn't great, but for me, he was average. Silly back pass, just get the ball away, do something, But he's playing with an injury, and the problem is a lot of our players are playing with injuries. Even Rhys James, that's why we wasn't seeing the players we saw early on in the season, because they're physically out of it at the moment. That's another part.
Yeah. I tried to get Bex to come on because you remember she said to us in the group she was going to join the chat, but she didn't watch the game today, so she can't get involved today too much. I thought you was going to watch it, Bex, before we done the channel, but no worries. I mean, you didn't miss too much, and you probably would have been upset. We've heard me and Nick Blue in the Discord group, obviously banging on about certain performances, etc. So yeah, make sure we follow the Discord group, guys. Over 170 of you guys here. The lines are open. The link's in the chat. If you want to come in and have your say and join us, please come in. Be good to hear your thoughts and opinions. We've got Lanzi singing the Masuaku song because I know he's a West Ham fan, so he's in love in life at the moment. But I mean, Nick Blue, West Ham. I mean, hats off to them in the second half.
Yes,
they were very good.
Now they were good. Not really good like they were against Liverpool, but they were good. Second half they did. They were good, but two stupid goals we gave away. Especially and that fluke of a goal, that was unbelievable. The game could have been 2-2, could have been a win for us, but it was a fluke of a goal. He didn't mean to do that, did he? He just caught. That was a cross, and Mendy should have had it. Really, he should have get to that ball. Usually he gets them sort of balls, but like I said, he looked too nervous all game.
Yeah. Do you think Chelsea are missing Kante and Kovacic though? Do you think he misses that protection?
Sure. For sure, if Kante was playing today, he would have swept up all them through balls. It would have been, all them balls were no one was getting like Loftus. He was good on the ball, but in the spaces he wasn't. Off the ball he was bad. But if we had Kante, it'd be a different story. And Kovacic. The sooner they come back, and Chilwell, let's hope they come back at least end of January, because we're going to need them if we're going to do anything. Yeah,
I agree massively. What about Hakim Ziyech? Did he surprise you today as well with his performance? Because I actually thought Cho should have started, but he seemed to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Cho would start. I was surprised with even Aspie. I thought he might start. Could be different. A bit of more experience here. We missed Aspie today as well. And Cho, Ziyech wasn't bad. He wasn't bad in the first half. Great cross.
Mason Mount.
Mason Mount was, I think, our best player overall. Our best player today.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not just because of the goal, but the second half, like I said, there was no one really good. But first half, him and Havertz, CH were good in the first half. Yeah.
No,
But
go on, mate.
overall, I gave Mount an 8 because of the great goal he scored. That's why.
Yeah, and I mean, we can have a look quickly at Chelsea's next couple of games. We have gone third. People, the link is in the chat, so if you do want to come in and get involved, have your say, the link is there for you to do so. In terms of what Chelsea have got coming up next, it's let's have a quick look. This is the wrong one. I didn't want that. I wanted Chelsea, not Premier League. I wanted Chelsea. Chelsea fixtures. Our next game is the Champions League game against Zenit, which is on Wednesday. We have got them away. Obviously, we're through anyway, so I'd expect a big reshuffle there. But we will want to still finish top of the league. So maybe an opportunity for Lukaku to get a 90 to get him really back for the Premier League. But you look at the next 3 games in the Premier League. On Saturday at 3 o'clock, we've got Leeds at home. That might be a good game to get some 3 points back up again. A game I expect us to win. We also have Everton on the Thursday of the 16th at home again. Again, I expect points because I do think that Everton team is not the same at the moment, struggling. And then tough game to Wolves on the 19th of December, and
that's another West Ham game. That's a hard game. That will be hard as well.
Yeah.
But the next two, Leeds and Brighton, we should get 6 points. No ifs or buts. If we don't manage to beat Leeds and Brighton, and Wolves will be a tricky game, but we can win them. We manage to win the next 3 games, we can go back on form. That's the thing.
We got Bex here. Bex, how are you? Bex, we can't hear you. Bex. You might have to come out and come back in. Come out and come back in because it might be your device. It sometimes does that the first time round. So come out and come back in. I'll get you back in. No problem. Look, it's definitely points that we need to accumulate. I look at that and I think to myself, we can beat Leeds and Everton. Wolves is going to be tricky because Liverpool just about done them today with an Origi goal, didn't they? Lucky, fucking so lucky, man.
So lucky.
But then we have Villa and Brighton as our last 2 games. One of them being away on Boxing Day, and the other one at home. So there's still a lot of points that we can still accumulate. Yes, we've lost a game in December, but it's all about maximum points now going into the end of December and just see where we're at before we get to the Liverpool game. Because if Liverpool are still only a point ahead of us, or if we're ahead of them, that could be a decisive game. And in the back of that, we've got Man City. So if we can stay close to them, Nick, by the end of December, say we're still the same as we are now, close. If we beat Liverpool and Man City, we go top again.
That's right. That's what I've been saying all season. Them 2 games, they're going to be really crucial. As long as we win, the next 3-4 games, for sure, we have to beat them. We have to win at Villa as well. Villa could be a tricky one, and Wolves, but then the other 2, we should be winning easy. But we just have to start winning and let them drop points. We have to concentrate on ourselves, not on ourselves for now till we meet Liverpool. That's going to be a 6-pointer, that game. Then City.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a 6-pointer for Chelsea massively. And, it's unfortunate because we were in control of this game in theory.
I thought we were going to win this game, when it was, especially 2-1. We don't usually, let in more than 1 goal in a game. I thought, God, how can we not hold on 2-1? It's mainly because our players are really tired as well.
Yeah, but then, this is my question, and we can go on to Tuchel quickly now as well. Do you not feel that Tuchel made maybe the wrong substitutions? Do you feel he maybe got something wrong again? Is he overplaying certain players? Like, what's your thoughts?
But the problem is, who are you going to put? Rudiger, he's tired. He's played every single game. He's really tired. It shows he's tired. It keeps going on, but he's tired. Chalobah's injured. All right, maybe Aspie could have started. I wanted Aspie to be starting this game, really. And that was the only thing I didn't like, having Christensen instead of Aspie.
Yeah. Well, we've got a fan here that has gone above us for now with a lucky win, with a 4th minute goal in Ram. How you doing, Ram?
I'm very happy.
I bet you are.
Very happy. Do you know what's great? Our Belgian striker knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, unlike yours. It's got to be said. It's got to be said.
Wait till you come to the bridge, Rams. Wait till you come to the bridge. It's going to be a different story.
I mean, your record at the bridge is just as bad as it is right now. So you drew against United, so I'm not even that worried. Not gonna lie, but it is so funny. All the things that I've said it before. Mendy ain't good with his feet. He tried to be Ronaldinho. And Bowen tackled him, and he gave away a penalty. Lukaku can't score a goal, unlike Origi, who scored a brilliant goal.
This is one game, though, yeah? You're talking
about
one
game. It's been about 3. When was the last time you won a game?
When's the last time Mendy made a mistake with his feet?
Against United.
Oh, stop it. Fucking hell.
It's not stop it. It's not stop it. You know I'm right. He did it against Villarreal. He's done it so many times.
You're talking nonsense now. This is what rivals have been waiting for, because you've not even had a chance or a sniff to have a moan at our Chelsea team. We've been that good so far. Now you can start jumping on the bandwagon and slagging us off.
On the bandwagon. I've been saying this for time. I don't care how many Chelsea fans are going to be annoyed with me. I've been saying it for time. Mendy's not been good with his feet. That's probably the only weakness that he has. And I don't know how he didn't. That third goal he should have saved. He had a full palm to it. Still didn't save
Everyone
it.
has a bad game.
United. They didn't even score. I don't get this.
Because it was given to. If it was to give it to Ronaldo, then it would be a different story.
It doesn't matter. It didn't go in, did it?
Well, it went in this time. It went in this time.
Alisson's done it a number of times. Is he shit?
Well, last season, yeah, but then he redeemed himself again.
So
a crucial goal.
You can't define.
Crucial goal. Has your goalkeeper scored a goal?
Alisson's made a lot more
scored a goal in his career?
Mendy.
No, I don't think so.
Listen, the Lukaku thing is still. Look, I want your thoughts on Lukaku, actually, Ram, from a serious note, because all right. Some people saying he's just got back. He's been out for over a month. Give him time. My thoughts on him anyway. I'm not the one that saw Lukaku, but I mean. What's your thoughts on him? Do you think he's going to struggle in his team? I mean, his movement was poor today, wasn't it? It was really poor.
Yeah, people saying about him coming back. I want that same energy for Timo Werner. And him coming back is nothing to do with his movement. This has been a reoccurring thing for the last God knows how long. I've been saying this since I've been hearing so many dreams from Chelsea fans in the start of the season saying this is a new Lukaku, a lot more mature. He knows how to play. He's been played in multiple leagues. He understands what it means to be a proper target man and a proper striker. He's going to hit goals for us. I haven't seen any change from him at all. It's the same things I keep on questioning. Can he turn up in the big games? What's his movement like off the ball? Can he create space for other players? What's his touch like? It's the same thing I'm hearing again and again and again. And I don't know if Chelsea fans want to pull a wall over their eyes, but you have to see reality. And the reality is nothing has changed with Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, let me say
Rams. And maybe you should have abided your time and bought Haaland next season instead of doing all that money for Lukaku.
Yeah,
and Haaland scored the beauty of a goal today against Bayern.
Lukaku is, he's a different player. He's been injured. He hasn't played a lot of games. Plus, when he plays for Belgium, why is he so good? He always scores. He's always there. It's up to Tuchel to get the right system for him. He has to change the system.
May I ask who he plays against for Belgium?
It's up to Tuchel. He plays so well for Belgium and for.
May I ask who he plays against for Belgium?
What do you mean? Every time he plays for who does he
plays against? Who does he play against? Is it places like Moldova and Latvia?
No, not just that. Don't talk rubbish, man.
I'm not talking rubbish. I'm genuinely asking a question.
You're just talking.
I'm not trolling. I'm genuinely asking who is he playing against?
Lukaku who is he playing against? Let it go. Let's see when you come to the bridge and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a long way to go. There's still a lot of games to be played as well. I get that, but
I'm sure Liverpool will drop points as well.
We'll see. We'll see. Listen, it's one game and Chelsea could go top again. All right, but at the moment we're third and we have to just take the smoke anyway after the performance. But W,
take
what you got to say,
bro?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, I thought Lukaku was awful yesterday.
Today.
Today. But I think Tuchel needs to switch it up. I don't think we can play 3 at the back and play Lukaku up front. Because when we play 3 at the back, we rely on our front 3 to press. But with Lukaku up front, the press is completely gone. So our front 3 is anomalous. And we only have 3 attackers on the pitch.
Yes.
So I think,
go on.
So if we're playing with Lukaku and we want to keep this 3 at the back formation.
Your mic's moving mad, mate. I can't hear you. What you keep going in and out.
You can't hear words.
Your mic. Keep away from your mic.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was saying, if we want to play Lukaku, I don't think we can play a 3 at the back formation. And if we want to keep the 3 at the back formation.
So how do you get the best out of Lukaku then? Go on, tell me. What do we need to do?
I think we have to play a back 4, personally. That's what I think.
What, and play 1 up front still with Lukaku and play 3 behind him, like a 4-2-3-1? What would you do?
I'd play a 4-3-3. With 2 wingers close to him.
A bit like what it is now.
Well, not really, but we play a 3-4-3.
All right, okay. I mean,
or you just simply have to take our losses and drop Lukaku.
Where did we lose it today for you against West Ham?
Me?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even know. I don't think we were ever at one point of the game second best. I think we dominated for most of the game. They just scored a lucky goal at the end. So I don't really know. I think the second half, as soon as Lukaku came, I think we didn't create as much chances as we did at the first. But yeah, I don't really know where we lost it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've already said it a number of times already, but I'm going to let Redneck say his thoughts on the performance, where he thinks it went wrong today, and let's hear what he's got to say. Go on, Redneck.
I was going to ask you.
I've already been listen. I've done an hour of pressing about it. I need a break. My voice is hurting right now. So go on. I'll let you go this time. I need a break.
The biased people, man, can't give up. They like, I have to. I'd rather fall on my sword than put my biased agendas against.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know about it. Trust me, I see a lot of it.
Yeah, for me, it was individual mistakes, and we know all the names and shit and blah blah blah. But we played poorly in the. Look, just for me, I was not even mad. Tell you the truth, I wasn't even mad as much as I was mad against the United game. I wasn't. I was mad against United, and I'm tired to put I didn't want to put my my family in a bad mood because my weekend is ruined. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go outside and do some stuff outside. So I wasn't mad, but the problem is that if you remember how it started with the players, the one that Lampard was start the bench. If you see the similarity between the players while Lampard start the bench and Jorginho, you see what I'm saying? Like Rudiger, you remember those? Yeah, remember when they started getting on the bench?
Yeah,
that's how it started. That's how I see it now. There's 2 games, 3 games. All of a sudden, the flaws start coming up. Yeah. And the biggest problem for me is I don't want those mistakes to be Tuchel's problem. I want to stay with the players. I want those players to be the player problem. Because if we lose in this manager, I don't know. I seriously gonna start to thinking of like, what the hell is wrong with this club? Because if you think that like those kind of group of players, we can get rid of that manager because of it, it's not. And Ram, I had to get on this stream just because of you. I didn't want to come because I wanted to take a rest. But if you're saying that Alisson didn't cast a goal because of his mistake individual, dribbling in the back, you need to rewatch your Alisson player, because he single-handedly cost you 2 goals. And again, he didn't cast the penalty. What he did is he dribbled and took possession, and the player took possession from him and scored the empty net. He didn't cast the penalty.
It's a shame, but he didn't. He still made 2 world-class saves at the same game. I know what game you're talking about.
I don't care about the world-class.
Shut up, because you chat shit. No, you shut up. Today. Mendy was shit today. Just take the L and move on. Alisson, yes, he made a mistake against Leicester, but he still pulled off world-class saves that game.
What world-class saves, man?
Get out of here.
No, you get out of here, man. You fraud.
You fraud.
You're fraud. No, I know Mendy made a mistake, but don't say that Mendy is worse than Alisson. Alisson did the same thing.
Overall, he is. Longevity.
Overall, what?
Overall, what? He is. Longevity.
You fraud.
With his feet, he is. With his feet, he is.
Yeah, with his feet, he is. Yeah, I agree with that.
Position-wise, he is.
You fraud, Ram. You fraud.
He's a better shot saver than Alisson, mate. That's what
I know. Anyway, back to the normal.
Back to the normal.
Yeah, whatever.
It was Mendy's mistake. I watched it again.
Keep crying, bro. Keep crying. I'm loving the soul. Loving this.
I've got one more question for you, because I don't want to sit here and talk about Liverpool right now. I'm not even in the mind to talk about Liverpool. Romelu Lukaku, when he came on the pitch in the second half,
he did not improve. None of a substitution improved the team. None of it. Zero substitution improved the team.
Zero. Do you not see a big difference from the first to the second in terms of the movement and the way that we played the first? Like the front three.
First, what are you talking about? The first half or second half?
The first half, yeah. When did you see a difference in performance from the first to the second?
Yeah.
What was that? What was the difference? Why would we play like that?
First of all, Mount started to look in the cross in the box for only one reason.
Yeah.
Because Lukaku was there. Cho could not pass the high level of the knee of the right defender to save his life. Every cross he tried to make to the box, it hit the first defender into his knees. He couldn't cross the ball. He literally couldn't cross the ball into the box. Yeah. I don't. It doesn't matter who plays left back, left wing back, right wing back. It doesn't matter. But when you get into position, please, for the love of God, pass it to the Lukaku. And they did it.
Yeah, of course. He didn't have one pass to him. That's what
I don't care. I get that, but at the same time,
but he has to create his own chances.
He has to create his own chances.
Well, guys, for me,
Warner and Havertz, they create their own chances.
We have.
Go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah, good team. But for me, obviously we have the goal for West Ham when that pass was a very because for me because for me
what I can't hear.
Hello?
Yeah, I can't hear you properly, Jay, mate. If you could come back in, my man, we can't hear you properly.
Okay,
come back in. Yeah, come back in. Fator, you were at the game today, weren't you?
Yeah.
Tell me, what was the overall thoughts over there? Because it was for me, it was a tale of two halves. Obviously, two different games. Tell me your thoughts.
I can't be lying, and I have to be straight honest here. I think the first half we kind of like had a game plan. Apart from that early Christmas gift by Mendy, we had a game plan that first half, and then when we went 2-1 up, they won like literally like fall back for a little bit. I feel like not like David Moyes in the halftime team talk. They're trying to keep them just guys stay just keep doing what you're doing in that second half. We'll literally capitulate at the end of the day, and it all goes down to the lack of communication in the back as well. You got, I think Thiago Silva that was one of his best performances this season so far. I thought Christensen and Rudiger looked lackluster somehow. Lack of decision making as well. I can name so many factors in that team, but it's just the simplest thing that you can say. They just didn't turn up, and it's sad though. It's sad, and the fans itself, they were very frustrated at the end of the day. Like it's just the regular occurrence happening all over again. Yeah, we got away with it against Watford, but we literally were lucky against Watford, and this is what the warning sign after the Watford game. So, God help us.
I agree with Farah. I agree with Farah completely.
I just feel like it's deflated us all. Like, to be honest, I was frustrated more than anything after the game. I was just sorry, the fact that we kicked off early as well, 12:30. We had the opportunity to push ourselves away, put a bit of pressure on the others, and we just done what we have done in the past. It doesn't get any new to me
it's when they're leaving. Individual mistakes, man.
Yeah,
simple as that.
Yeah, but it's good that you did say that, because the one thing that I will say about Chelsea currently right now is that when we do draw and lose games, it's usually because of our own individual errors. And that's the way I see it. That Masuaku goal was a fluke. He's never doing that again.
West Ham did nothing today.
It was deflection, by the way.
He's not, but he's not doing that again. I don't care. So
it wasn't a red.
The second goal was a good goal. Fair enough. Bowen bends it in. I'll take that on the chin all day. Good goal.
It was a good goal. It was a defensive mistake.
It was bad defending because Rudiger and Alonso were well out of position. Rudiger was in. I don't even know what Rudiger was doing today. I don't want to get into it, but he was in the second half. For me, he was so out of position and he looked tired. Like he just wasn't. It wasn't the same.
Normally Rudiger gets into the opposition strikers' heads, but this game I think Bowen got into his head, which is.
I think Rudiger's tired.
I don't.
He's tired mentally.
I don't think it was that.
So much this season. I think he needs
I don't want to say fatigue. Honest to God.
I don't see the fatigue. I didn't see the fatigue. I didn't see nothing. I just see clear
how many
judgment
teams that play on Wednesday and play on Saturday, like 3 teams: Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, literally on the same day.
Yeah, but Rudiger's been playing every single game for the whole season. Every single game.
So are other teams defenders, man.
Don't be surprised of December's form, though. We always
Ruben Diaz has played every single game. But you don't see him do.
At the end of the day,
he hasn't. He actually hasn't.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that we always fall apart in December.
He's missed 1 or 2.
Listen,
that's my main issue.
Yeah, December's been the worst.
It could be fatigue.
It's been the worst month
today,
for centuries.
You know? But
it's the worst month.
Right? The issue we got is we haven't got anyone that can come in and play in that position. And I keep stressing this. We have players on the bench, but they can either not play in that position or the quality of that player is just not good enough. That's my issue.
Fuck those cunts in West Ham, man. I can't stand those.
He signing the contract. He doesn't deserve to rest. When he signs contract, he can rest. Until then, play him till the death.
It's funny how Velv always turns up when we draw or lose. But go on, Velv. What are you saying?
Hello. I'm good. I just want to address something. Someone, I think it's Nick Blue, who said West Ham did nothing. What are you on about, man? Like, West Ham deserved the win. They were a better team in the second half. First half.
They didn't.
What do you mean? No. I'm not having it, bro.
No. Velv, I was
West Ham did nothing.
What do you mean?
West Ham if they didn't get the 2 lucky goals,
I can guarantee, Velv, the whole fans in that stadium, including myself, they did not do anything at all in the first half.
I mean, Bowen missed a good goal.
The first half, nothing. Second half, fair play.
Bowen missed an open goal.
Yeah, but he scored a good goal, so we give him that. But
so
if it wasn't for Mendy, we wouldn't lose the game today.
West Ham made more clear-cut chances in the second half than you lot did. Facts.
First 2 goals.
And you had the ball. You had the ball, but you did nothing.
No, first 2 goals.
Even Louis, Man City.
Oh, here you go. Here's a Christmas gift for you.
That's true, by the way. What you just said there, Ram. By the way, as well. That was.
Come on, Jem. You cannot say that Chelsea made more clear-cut chances in the second half compared to West Ham.
Look at the chance. Look at the stats, Rams.
What do you mean?
They did nothing. They did nothing.
Oh my God.
Look at the goal attempts and the
Chelsea were well in control of that first half. They had moments.
What did you do
the whole game? The whole game.
The one thing that we did, the one thing that we did very well in the first half is control and dominate by winning high up the pitch. We had chances. Havertz header.
Yeah, but games are not played in 45 minutes. They're playing 90 minutes.
We had a couple of chances in that game.
I'm saying in the second half, they made more clear-cut chances.
Yeah, second half, yeah, I agree.
And you did nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
You had the ball, but you did nothing.
I ain't here to defend how bad we was in the second half. I don't agree with
I don't want to hear this. West Ham did absolutely nothing.
I actually thought
they did do something.
I actually thought we were losing the second balls. I actually thought we wasn't doing anything going forward. We brought Cho on, he was non-existent. Pulisic non-existent. Yeah, the defense were just not holding their positions well enough. Fatigue, whatever you want to call it, wasn't good enough. We kept losing the second balls, which was my biggest issue for me. Every time we was losing the second balls, and we got punished by our West Ham team that had more energy than us in the second half that we allowed to grow in the game. That's it.
You know what's mad?
Take it on the chin.
West Ham had more first-team players out than Chelsea did today. That's how mad it was today. Aaron Cresswell wasn't playing. Huh?
What from the last game? It's all
West Ham today had more players out.
All right. Let's name them. Hold on.
Aaron Cresswell.
Yeah.
Pablo Fornals, who was on the bench, and Angelo Ogbonna.
Okay, 3 players, right? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, ours. First starts from us. Kante, Kovacic, and what's his name? Tuchel. 3. Then it was Havertz and Chalaba is a defender.
Yeah, you guys have a better squad than West Ham.
I'm talking about starters.
I'm not saying about the bench players. Those are starters.
It's Kante not a start.
You're talking shit, man.
It's started.
We had more players.
Yeah, Chalaba is a starter.
Is Kante not a starter?
No, he's a squad player.
No, you're a freaking wank. You know that? You're wank.
West Ham, similar to Liverpool, have a first-team squad and a good set of rest of players. Angelo Ogbonna,
hold on a second. Which player is not a starter? Which player is not a starter?
Is Kante not a starter though?
Kante hasn't started this whole season.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God, you moron!
He has.
Kante hasn't started. Tell me how many games Kante started this season. And you were first prior to this game. You were first. So how many games has Kante started this season?
Kovacic, Chalaba.
Okay, I'll give you Kovacic. Chalaba is not a starting centre back. Silence. Thank you. Your silence is deafening. Thank you.
Because you talk so much shit, that's why.
It's not shit. Yes,
it is.
I gave you players that doesn't start for West Ham.
West Ham didn't have,
I give you players that start for Chelsea.
We have half the team out or injured. What are you talking about?
To be fair, Fornals doesn't always start. Cresswell does, and Ogbonna probably does.
No, he doesn't always start either.
Fornals starts.
Ogbonna is a starter. He was just injured. He's a starter for West Ham.
Hold on a second. I've pulled up the how many games. What his name? Kante started. 6 games.
Out of
count, you moron. How many we played this season?
Out of 23. Okay, cool.
I would play 23 games this season.
That's less than 40%.
I would play 20. We already played 23.
Do better.
Yo, go better to your hole where you came up with. That's what you should do better.
When was the last time? When was the last? Wait, don't be jealous.
No, hey. We also can. I also can overscream it.
Guys,
we had 4 starters. We had 4 starters that start the game. Didn't start today. We had 4 starters.
Guys,
they didn't play.
It doesn't matter anyway. I don't even know what the argument is. What are we arguing about here?
The argument is this troll is always on this channel instead of being on Liverpool channel.
I'm everywhere, bro. I'm everywhere. I'm like Morgan Freeman.
I can see everything. Redneck, that's one thing I agree with you.
I don't give a fuck what you agree with. You take your old person medicine and just stay there.
But can we be honest? Yeah, you have a better squad than West Ham, so injuries should not be like the main excuses. Although I'll give you the
Here's the problem, man. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Chelsea. We're not even a second line string injury. We like third and fourth string injury. Liverpool did not have a problem with these injuries when they lost the season. How bad this season is. If you count every Chelsea's injury, this season, Liverpool past season when they blamed everything on injuries did not have that many.
What last season we had like 20 plus injuries last season.
Who?
We
had 20 plus. Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Thiago, who else? James Milner, Keita, Henderson, Fabinho. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, keep going.
Alisson was injured. Trent was injured as well. I'll go on Robertson as well. Should I go on? Oh yeah, and Jota as well.
You counted, and how many of those are the starters?
Injured for Chelsea this season.
Do what?
Yeah. And we have more injuries than
I named about 14 off the top of my head.
And how many injuries we had already
and
this
don't
season?
forget the players that we came back. Ram was injured as well.
Ram, I'll tell you how many injuries Chelsea have got up to date now. Havertz is supposedly injured. Alonso's got a back pain. He's now injured. Kovacic is injured. N'Golo Kante's injured. Ben Chilwell's injured. Chalobah's injured. We've got
Chilwell is injured. And
I named 14 or 15.
That's not at one point.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? That's still a lot of players.
Any players that are not in our starting 11? Is Robertson not part of our starting 11? Is Van Dijk not part of our starting 11? Matip.
What are you talking about? When last season?
Yeah, last season.
Matip
and sometimes I want to say, we're not Liverpool. We're not going to blame injuries. But these are starting players. I'm naming you starting players. Now you lot really rattled me today, talking absolutely.
Who gives a fuck about you, man?
Oh, you should because we're ahead of you. You
give us a head. You're not ahead of us. You give us a head.
Yeah,
that's what you're giving us.
How many points?
You're going to drop points soon.
Oh, we're going to drop points. Okay, we'll see.
1 second,
we'll see at the end of the season, man. We'll see at the end of the season.
1 second.
Stick to cricket, Ram. Stick to cricket.
I was to say, Winter Surfer, your thing's not working, mate. I keep trying to get you in, and you keep freezing. As I say, I don't know if you've got bad internet right now.
Wait, you know they only missed like 2 games for AFCON, so I don't know why Chelsea.
Get Winter Surfer in.
And they forget that Mendy's their goalkeeper and he's Senegalese.
What's wrong with that?
He's apparently world class.
He's world class
too, man.
He's better than Alisson.
And he's Senegalese.
Man said better than Alisson. Get out of here,
How many clean sheets? How many clean sheets Kepa has? How many clean sheets Alisson has?
He has 8
Alisson has 8. Kepa has, I think, 1. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Kepa has
Alisson has the most clean sheets out of every goalkeeper in the league. So come back to me.
Alisson has what?
He has more clean sheets. He's got 8 this season so far in the Premier League.
Go on, check Premier League stats. Check Premier League stats, and you'll see all the stats. And you can share screen as well, Jem.
But do you know what? Yeah, I think you're forgetting. Since Mendy's actually come through the door, I think he's actually been the most informed goalie in the Premier League. You do know that,
and I'm not doubting that.
So then, what is this criticism of a goalie? That's
I'm not criticizing. I don't know. I'm not criticizing. I'm saying he's going to go to AFCON as well, and you're going to be stuck with Kepa.
So I'll deal with Kepa, then you with Salah and Mane.
You lose Salah and Mane. Where are your goals coming from, bro?
And Ketia.
You got Jota. We got Origi. Origi stepping off.
Jota couldn't even score into empty net today, man.
I'm not having this. No.
he literally hit the defenders,
I ain't having
man.
it. You're
Redneck, he's got double the amount of goals as your 100 million pound striker.
It doesn't matter, man. If he's still
it does
hitting
matter.
the player,
it does matter.
It
you see the way he took the ball against Everton and cuts inside and hit it in the roof of the net. I don't see Lukaku ever doing that in my life.
Your life could be short, man.
I mean, Lukaku's playing career is spans the whole nowhere near the whole of my life. So I don't know what you're chatting about.
Lukaku's 28, 97 million. I can't even score more goals. The bloody Takumi Minamino allowed that, bro.
Do you know what? For the first time, I think I have to agree with Johnny because Johnny did say something about Lukaku.
No,
I've all been saying it. We've all been saying it.
I know. I'm not. I didn't want Lukaku, and I'm not defending Lukaku. But coming from the frickle moron over here, it pisses me off. I can say whatever I want about my team, but I'm not gonna let this frickle cricket guy over here tell me shit about it.
Do not get baited by.
Wait, 1 second, guys. 1 second. So Prime's dropped me a message, Ram, just to let you know.
Those are the injuries so far.
Of all the injuries we've had.
So do you want the whole list? I can give you the whole list as well.
The whole of this season so far, yeah? So far, Reece James, Chilwell, Chalobah, Christensen, Rudiger, Jorginho, who's playing with a knock at the moment as well, which is true. Kante, Kovacic, Lukaku's been out for a month. Pulisic has been out for ages. Havertz is now injured as well. Mount's been out for a couple of games here and there, and Ziyech, who had the shoulder.
Warner was out too. Warner was out too.
So, and Werner was out as well. That's without Werner, and there's some others as well, you know. So
I mean,
I
can do the same with all my players. I can get the list out all for you. I'll get it ready for you.
I know, but I'm just saying to you, we have suffered. You can't.
No. But you have to admit, we suffered as well last season. None of this banter of injuries and all that.
Why you didn't challenge last season is because you missed so many key players. You know what I mean? Like it's obvious. Like it's not.
People said it was an excuse. It wasn't an excuse. So I have to have the same.
We're not saying it's an excuse. We're just saying, you know, we had one bad game. Mendy had one bad game, and you're going on like he's rubbish.
I never. I've had the utmost respect for Mendy, man.
On Twitter, yeah. Do you know? Literally, I've seen it always on Twitter.
Respect black
when James either scores, the first thing happens. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets trending on Twitter. When Trent makes a mistake, all Chelsea fans, James is clear. See,
James is better than Trent.
No, he's not.
But Velv, this is let's get it right. Social media, you Liverpool fans do it all the time.
Yeah,
Arsenal
I'm not
fans
saying
always.
Every
We always get, as Chelsea fans, always get called out as much as we may call out your players when our players are doing. That's just Twitter, bro. Like that. Yeah. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Look, we move on. Anyway, we've got a big game against Zenit, and then we've got Leeds and Everton at home. 2 games that we have to win now because Liverpool and Man City are above us, and we need to stay within that gap all the way to the end of this Christmas to then potentially play Liverpool and Man City back to back at the beginning of January.
Do you know what the problem I have with Mendy? I think Mendy become like Alisson, too cocky with his feet, and that's what happens.
Wait, René, Alisson has a Yashin trophy. Where's Mendy's?
Alisson doesn't have a Yashin trophy.
He does.
Moron.
He's the first ever goalkeeper to win it. Do better, man. Do your research before
Yashin
you say
trophy, 3 golden gloves in one calendar.
Do you know what Yashin trophy is?
Yes, the best goalkeeping trophy.
No, Yashin trophy is Ballon d'Or.
That's Puskás.
For goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he's the first ever goalkeeper to win it.
The only reason Mendy didn't win it because he's African.
Oh my god!
No, people not. Do you watch other leagues?
Yashin Trophy is Ballon d'Or. He won Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, sorry, do you watch other leagues?
Trophy.
I beg, Jem, please go and type in Yashin Trophy 2019. Shut Redneck up, really. He just doesn't know.
I read it. If you want to go that far, Alisson came 7th in Ballon d'Or as a goalkeeper. Where was Mendy in the Ballon d'Or rankings?
I don't even think was he top 30.
Wait, what?
Alisson got 7th in the Ballon d'Or rankings.
Alisson Becker won it. Alisson Becker won the Yashin Trophy in 2009.
That's not what I'm saying. That's a pretend trophy for the goalkeepers now. Yashin won the actual Ballon d'Or. It's like we're giving now Lewandowski best forward.
That's actually true.
But they in my opinion, they should do best forward, best goalkeeper, best.
I don't give a crap about your opinion.
I don't care what you got to say.
I don't care about your cricket, man.
I don't care, bro. I don't care what you want to say, man. You're just salty that we're above you, and then you can't chat shit.
We slapped you.
You above me. I said you give your head.
How we turned this
Nah,
into
look
a
up
Johnny
to
stream
us.
sort of
You're
thing.
always looking up to us, man. So just humble
what?
yourself.
We slapped you at Anfield.
You know, slapped us. You slapped us.
Oh
You slapped
my
us.
God.
If Rick wasn't busy playing volleyball, you might have got something, yeah?
Oh
We're
my
going so
word,
off topic
man.
here, man. We're going
Anyway,
off
I'm
topic.
gonna leave it there because I've had a long day, man. I don't
Yes,
me too.
I'll
I've had
see
a
you,
long
man.
day.
Bowen, yeah, I know. Bowen must have
Bruv,
made.
I've
Go
been
delete
to
yourself,
Miami, yeah.
fam.
I'm mashed, I'm famished.
Didn't
I'm
you guys
finished,
used to West
man.
Ham too?
I need a rest.
Huh?
Yeah, and we're above you.
Anyway, guys, you're
I
above us for the first time, man, Vel. Shut up, man. Fucking
no,
hell. We've
that's
been
not
above us
true
for a
again.
while. Just chill
All these
yourself.
fake stuff that you lot are saying. Come on.
Double.
But one second. You
beat,
lot have
Burnley
now
and Man
gone
United.
above us in the first time in a while. Yeah, this could
Oh,
be
first time
different.
I thought it was the first time in
This-
the season.
This could be different next week. So just stop talking right now because
Yeah.
you know yourself that things can change in 1 or 2 games quite quickly. Especially
Nah,
when
When
there's
it's
only 3
I've
points.
always
different,
one thing I've said, I've always maintained that I don't think Liverpool are going to win the league, but I'm just going to savor this moment for the rest.
I know you are because you don't get many of them when it's Chelsea. That's the thing. So anyway, we
won the Premier League before you lot did, and when we won the Champions League, you haven't won we won it more times than you have.
We won the Champions League before you did.
Recently. We won the Champions League 6 times, mate.
We won the Champions League before you did. We won the Champions League a number of times before
we
you.
Won it 6 times.
We won it 6 times. How many times have Chelsea won the league?
We won it 6 times.
Exactly. Stop it. It goes round in circles. Stop it. That's what I'm saying to you. Now you're
9
getting me
league
involved.
titles and 6 Champions League. True
You're
history.
now sounding silly. All right, listen. Guys, before you leave, make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to GNA TV as well.
I'm going to smash runs, not the like
We'll
button.
be back in the week for the Zenit game, the Zenit preview game. We've also got the Prem show, which me and Ram are doing, which will probably be at some point next week for the weekend games as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Have a good Saturday. I'm sure these Liverpool fans certainly are. Chelsea, all I can say to you people in the chat, is just stay strong. Don't give up. We're still in.
We're champions of Europe.
One game can taste everything.
Wait.
Remember one thing. We are the champions of Europe.
We're still champions of Europe.
We're still the best team in Europe right now. We
Facts.
move. We hold ourselves.
Origi has a better career than Lukaku. Origi has a better.
Well, which one is the fraud?